everyone, today we're going to be completing the square when a is equal to 1. We're going to look at an algebraic strategy today. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is I'm going to set this equation equal to 0. So x squared plus 8x minus 11, and I'm going to bring the negative 11 to the other side. Okay, so that becomes positive 11 equals x squared plus 8x. So we need to find some number that we add to this function on the right to make that a perfect square. So we're going to make a little side calculation, and we're going to take half of the b term, so that's the 8. So 8 divided by 2, and then we're going to square it. Okay, so that's always the formula to figure out this number that makes this a perfect square. 4 squared is equal to 16. So in order to keep everything balanced, we have to put the 16 on both the left and the right side of our equation here. So 11 plus 16 is equal to x squared plus 8x plus 16. So now we have a perfect square over here. If I factor it, we'd have 1, 1, 4, 4. So we have 27 is equal to x plus 4 squared. And then the last thing we do is bring the 27 back over. So f at x or y is equal to x plus 4 squared minus 27. So therefore the vertex is -4, -27. Okay, the next one we're going to look at. F at x is equal to x squared minus 12x plus 21. So same idea as before, we're going to set this equal to 0. If we want, we can skip that step and just go ahead and put the 21 on the other side. That's what we'll do in the next example. Okay, so minus 21 is equal to x squared minus 12x plus something to make this a perfect square trinomial. So again, we're going to make our little side calculation. So we're going to take half of our b value, so b is -12, and then we're going to square it. Okay, so we're going to get -6 squared, which is 36. So we have to add that to both sides of our equation here. So -21 plus 36 is equal to x squared minus 12x plus 36. And again, we have our perfect square trinomial over here. So that means we are going to factor 1, 1, -6, -6. All right, so then we end up getting, let's see, that's positive 15. And then x minus 6 squared, and then we bring the 15 back over. So y or f at x, it doesn't matter, is equal to x minus 6 squared minus 15. So therefore, positive 6, -15 is the vertex. All right, let's check the next one here. F at x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay, so I'm going to move the -3 over. It becomes positive 3. X squared minus 2x plus something to give a perfect square trinomial. I'm going to make my little side calculation. I'm going to take half of my b value, so half of -2, and then square it. So that's going to give me -1 squared, which is 1. We're going to add that to both sides of our function here. So 3 plus 1 is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1. So if we factor, we get 1, 1, -1, -1. 4 is equal to x minus 1 squared. Bring the 4 back over. So f at x or y is equal to x minus 1 squared minus 4. So therefore, positive 1, -4 is the vertex. All right, let's look at the next example. X squared plus 6x subtract 7. Okay, so I can move the 7 over, switches signs. X squared plus 6x plus something to make our perfect square trinomial. Make a little side calculation. We're going to take half of the b term and we're going to square it. So that's 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, so 7 plus 9 is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 9. So we have 1, 1, 3, 3, 16 on this side, x plus 3 squared. Move the 16 back over, so f at x is equal to x plus 3 squared minus 16. So therefore -3, -16 is the vertex. So maybe you've noticed a pattern. So before we square it, this number here is always the one that goes in the bracket. So if I look here, before I square it, that's the number that goes in the bracket here. Again, before, whoops, where was I here? Again, before I square it, that's the number that goes inside the bracket here. Okay, so essentially that is our h value. Oops, okay. Let's look at one more example here. So -13 is equal to x squared minus 10x plus something to make this a perfect square trinomial. So half of -10 and then square it. So that's -5 squared, which is 25. So -13 plus 25 is equal to x squared minus 10x plus 25. So 1, 1, -5, -5. All right, let's see here. So that's going to give me 12 is equal to x minus 5 squared. So then f at x is equal to x minus 5 squared minus 12. So therefore, 5 and -12 is the vertex. Whoops, vertex. All right, and notice the other thing, we've been looking at all b values where they're even, okay? So the side calculation here before we square it, that will become helpful when we're dealing with odd terms in the middle, because then whatever that number is, we'll leave it as a fraction and that's going to go inside the bracket there. But we'll look at that another day. Okay, so -27 is equal to x squared plus 14x plus something. All right, so 14 divided by 2 squared. So that's 7 squared, which is 49. So -27 plus 49 is equal to x squared plus 14x plus 49. Okay, so then we need to factor over here, 1, 1, 7, 7. On the left we get positive 22, x plus 7 squared. Bring the 22 back over, f at x is equal to x plus 7 squared minus 22. So therefore -7, -22 is the vertex. All right, that's it for our lesson today.